I think we're live. Check. Hey, Greg, what's going on, man? Zoom is lagging out heavy today. Bear with me. There we go. Okay. Sweet. Sorry about that. Zoom's acting kind of funny. It was kind of lagging out a little bit. But anybody's watching the live, pretty much what I'm going to be breaking down how to do is how to put together and structure ads to generate leads specifically for veterans. So if anybody focuses on that market, I'm going to break it down step by step, how to target, what the ad creative looks like. They're going to go through 3 examples here real quick. So let me share my screen and we'll rock and roll. Excuse me. All right. All right. You guys see my screen? Looking good? Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. So just going to break down a couple examples here. Then, like I said, I'm going to show some live things. But when it comes to generating leads for veterans, this is a very unique market, and I feel like it's very underserved. There's a lot of opportunity here, and just by simply dialing in this process, you can easily generate some solid momentum in the business. Now, the first thing we want to really focus on is going to be the targeting. Now, when it comes to targeting, there's 2 different ways you can go about it. Me personally, I like to go the open targeting route, but you also can do detailed targeting as well. Either or works. Just really based off of preferences. But when it comes to open targeting, we're looking at city, state, zip, and also age. So plug in all your states, and that'll get you the best opportunity to generate leads at a very cost-effective rate. And I typically target, 35 to 65 plus. You can narrow that audience down if you want to. That's just traditionally what I use and where I see the best results. Now, when it comes to detailed targeting, that's where you go into specific targeting. I'm going to show some examples here in a sec. When it comes to what people are actually interested in. So you can plug in Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, etc. And that'll just further narrow down the focus of the audience. And you can use that to generate, different types of leads, because you can have 2 different audiences. The next part is going to be what to aim for inside the ad. When it comes to the ad itself, it's really just about being congruent. So you want to make sure that the ad copy, the ad headline mentions that you're targeting veterans, and also that age range as well. That's very important. The image, you want to do the same thing. You want to make sure it's relevant to veterans, whether it's, a veteran himself or any type of military photo. And then on the lead form, just follow the same exact fundamentals. Mention that we're targeting veterans, the age range, and also the benefit of actually getting the coverage. Now, I got a couple screenshots I want to kind of share. I'm also going to show some live examples here real quick too. But I want to kind of show you guys what I mean when it comes to detailed and open targeting. Now, this is a screenshot of what Facebook will look like when you're doing the targeting portion. Now, the screenshot to the left is going to be the open targeting function. So we're just using the states. You can see those: Florida, Maryland, North Carolina. Then you can also see the age. And then where it says detailed targeting, there's nothing there. So this is the open targeting aspect, like I mentioned, what I like to do. But I really just like to let Facebook do its thing. Now, on the other end This is the detail targeting. You can see we still have the address. I mean, not the address. I mean the states. We also have the age range, and we also have a few detail targeting. So U.S. Army, Coast Guard, U.S. Navy, and this just further narrows the audience, and also gives you the opportunity to get in from a different type of audience as well. So when it comes to really implementing detail targeting, it's really about having enough states so that you don't minimize your audience too much. But you want to have at least about 1 million people, and that'll get you pretty good consistency. The next part is going to be the ad creative and also the ad copy. You want to make sure that you're, like I said, specifically targeting to the veterans. And you can see what I mean here in the ad copy. You know, veterans went big. This is the ad copy. And then you can even see inside the image, did you serve? We have a hat that mentions veterans. So like I said, it's all about the congruence. So this is what I was talking about on the third slide. I want to make sure that it aligns congruently so they know exactly, what's going on. And the same thing goes for the lead form. Whether you're doing a lead form or you're doing a funnel. You just want to make sure that everything's congruent so the message isn't distorted at all, so they can just go through the process seamlessly. 1 second, ladies and gents. Look, I got somebody in the waiting room. Let's see. Excuse me. So, quick pause here. Questions, anybody? Pretty straightforward. Hey, Blessing, what's going on, man?
How many states would you say is good enough to be able to, I guess, have a million people target?
So typically with 2 states, you're
Okay.
gonna get in a good spot. But some of these larger states, you have that easy, like Texas, California, stuff like that. Which
Okay.
ones are you gonna do? You got a
I have
couple?
11.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Yeah, so I have Florida, Texas, Cali. So I have those three.
Okay. Yeah, you're good,
Yeah.
man. So
Okay,
you
cool.
could even go as far as, like I said, doing the detailed targeting route because you have such a massive, audience with 11 states. So you
Okay,
can
perfect.
kind of play with it a little bit. Excuse me. Sweet. Any other questions?
Um, yeah, so as far as like the ad creatives, so
Yeah.
like the images and stuff like that, how do you go about getting those?
So I actually have a guy that does it
Okay,
for me. So I just pretty much send him ideas and he puts stuff together for me. But I found him on Fiverr. It's pretty easy.
hmm
So I would just, find 5 to 6 examples, then just share it with somebody on Fiverr. They'll probably get knocked out for you for like 20, $30. Real easy.
Okay, perfect. Do you have any examples that you can share with us so we have a better idea
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
of like what
So
to ask them? Because that'd be great, if I can kind of like draw some inspiration from that.
yeah, so check out the slides. I think that was in the one
Yeah,
that
let me
went through.
pull
So
it
you
up.
can actually use this as one of the examples that you share with them.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah, I figured I'd ask to see if you had more than just that one. I do see that one though.
Yeah. Yeah, the Rolodex is for our one-on-one clients. It's just
I
complete
got you.
transparent. But I'm gonna get you started though. No
Yeah, I
question.
appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, brother. But
hmm
cool. Any other questions? Hey, Blessing. See you hanging out back there.
Let's see. I
Hey, how's
guess
it
the
going?
lead.
Oh, hanging in there, brother. You got any questions, man?
No, not yet. Just watching the webinar. So
Cool, cool. What were you saying,
I had
Greg?
a Yeah. As far as like the lead form goes, how does that whole thing work? Because I have high level.
Okay.
So I mean, from what I understand, when it comes to like doing like the lead form on Facebook or how Facebook has it set up, is they don't really want you to take people off the website.
Well, it's really
So
based on preference. So you can use lead form, or you can build a funnel. Um, Cost per lead is going to be a bit lower if you use lead form, but if you
lead
do
form
pull
is
them off of,
Facebook, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So if you have them go through a funnel themselves, then intent's going to be a little bit higher, and that's just kind of part of the game.
So Can you do it to where they fill out the lead form and then you shoot them a text message to or an email to go to the funnel? Have you tried that or does that work? To
Oh
still
yeah,
kind
hundred
of get
percent.
that lower. Okay.
Yeah, you just kind of set up a dual process. Have them go through the form, then go through an extended process with your high level.
Hmm.
There you
Okay.
go. What I'm gonna do, excuse me, kind of go through the steps themselves, kind of show everybody what it kind of looks like in real time. So let me switch over here real quick. Take a quick look at it. So, once you log into your Facebook, you're building your campaign. I just simply chose on the lead form option, and that's how I got to this page here. So pretty easy. Now, under the ad set level, this is where we're going to make those changes that I mentioned. Whether we're doing the open targeting route or we're doing the detailed targeting route. We're just going to scroll past the budget. Not going to really worry about that. I'm not going to worry about the start date right now either. I'm going to go and change the locations. So let's just plug in a couple examples here real quick. All right, cool. That should be good. All right, we're going to scroll down. Now, sometimes Facebook will prompt you to use their Advantage Plus audience. I really don't like to use it. So I always switch it back to the original options. So you can actually do the age targeting, because age targeting isn't an option when you do the Advanced Plus. So you go to the age and we'll scroll up, change it to 35, and we're good to go. So we're looking at 20 to 24 million people, which is a pretty nice audience size. So we can get some really good traction and run campaigns for quite a bit with this audience. But if you want to go in and do the detailed targeting route, you just go to the targeting option here and make sure that you uncheck this as well. Because what this does, this expands your audience. You don't want us to do that. You want it to be focused specifically on who you're targeting for the detail portion. So just plug in a couple here real quick. And when you plug it in, you have the option for interest, and then you also have the option for employer. So you can play with those a little bit, see which one that you like. But you see how we went from 20 million to 159,000? So it diminished the audience a whole lot. But if we plug in a couple of additional ones, so let's go in here, plug in the U.S. Army, let's plug in the U.S. Navy. So we're working our way up to the 200,000 mark. We want to get to a million, like I mentioned. And it may be a bit of a stretch with the detailed targeting portion. So if you go in here and you throw in a couple of them and you're not getting close to that million mark, I would just scrap it. I wouldn't necessarily worry about it. But this is how you would do the targeting portion. And then you can even go as far as have Facebook provide suggestions. And that's what I was just kind of going through. So you got Air Force, U.S. Marine, so you got a lot of things you can pick and choose from. So that's how that'll work. So I'm gonna close this. All right. So now we're gonna go to the next portion. This is gonna be where the ad is put together. So the ad creative, the ad copy, so everything that's a part of that. So this is the ad copy. It pretty much explains, calls us specifically who we're targeting, which are going to be veterans, explains the benefits, has a clear call to action. 3 fundamental steps. You want to make sure that you check those boxes every time when you're putting together your ad copy. And you can see the ad creative. This is the one from the example. It's really straightforward. It acts as, did they serve as the branches at the bottom? Then even the headline here says, stop every vet must read this. So everything is congruent. So they know exactly who it's for. All right, I'm gonna scroll down to the form. Let's see, we got that pulled up. Here we go. So on the form, we're gonna ask them which branch of military that they were with. Then we're gonna ask them what's their favorite hobby. This is just for reference. just to kind of jog their memory when you're reaching out to them. Now, on the next page, we're going to ask for full name, email, phone, state, date of birth. You can add in a few extra questions. I really don't really see it as necessary, but if you want to plug in a few extra ones, you can. But this is pretty easy, pretty standard. Of course, you want to have your privacy policy, and then the final portion. This is where Greg, I know you asked about the high level portion. This is where you would actually plug in that funnel to where they can actually go to the funnel to answer some additional questions. Mm-hmm. So this here you just pretty much tee up them going in and finishing the qualification portion.
And would you still have like the lower lead costs adding it here?
Yeah, even
Okay,
if you add it in there, you still get a really solid lead cost. Sorry, man, really solid lead cost. But you can also get some good quality too with the ones who go, through the rest of the process.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Sweet. So I know I kind of barfed on everybody. I ran through it pretty quick. Questions?
I have a question about the CRM part of it.
Okay. Yeah.
So when the lead, first of all, just to let you know that things are working okay for us right now. We're getting leads and we're getting appointments on the CRM, which is great. Now, my first question is, once the appointment is set, for example, 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. Now, is that based off of our time zone? And let's say that the client lives in New York and they're Eastern Standard Time. So does the CRM adjust it accordingly?
So what you'll do is if you go into the settings and what we can do, we can actually schedule a call and go through it. But you go to your settings and you can change the location as far for the time zone on it. I think it's automatically set to Central Standard. But are you in front of your computer?
No, I'm not. I'm actually in the truck right now. So
let's pencil a call in because that's going to be more for our one-on-one stuff.
Okay,
I'll get you set up, man.
Okay, cool. And then I guess another question is that once a lead comes into the CRM from Facebook, I guess we would like to ask them additional questions before they set a schedule on the calendar.
Yeah, so you can put some questions on the calendar. I think that was what Greg was kind of asking too. You can plug in like the question that I had. I had like 5 or 6 of them there. But you can go much more in depth on the scheduling link because once they're off of Facebook, you have free range as far as what question you can ask them. You can ask them financial questions, health questions, whatever you want. But you can just kind of put that extra barrier so you make sure that the people who are scheduling are quality.
Okay, got it.
100%.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Hey, no problem, man. No problem at all. Aaliyah, you got anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. So this is a pretty easy one. I know it was a lot of people who responded, said they work with vets. So if you're watching the replay, if you got any questions, just post them in the comments. But if you just follow these simple steps, you can put something together that's really, really smooth, and you can get a really good cost per lead, and you can really dial in your process. Because just by simply niching down, you can really differentiate yourself from a lot of different people. And this is just one piece of the puzzle. There's so many other things you can do with this, but we'll say that for a later date. So,
Chris, what kind of cost per lead have you been getting lately?
I got one getting leads in for about $5, and I have another that's getting them in for about 11. So, excuse me, the difference is kind of the states. More states that are there, I see a better cost per lead. But I know you're asking some really good questions on yours, so I know that's probably why my cost per lead is just a little bit lower.
Gotcha.
What's been like the close rate that you've seen from like generating leads like this?
Kind of hard to say, man. I honestly don't track that. You
Okay.
know, our main focus is just kind of helping our guys, you know, set up their processes and not have them track their sales. And then when they
Gotcha.
win, I just have them tell me.
I hear you, yeah. I mean, I don't know if this is, I guess, the same question, but I mean, how many people, I guess, are answering the phones? Or are you guys not tracking that either?
Yes, on a case by case basis, but you'll be able to track that inside of your CRM.
Right.
Now, Chris, now I know this is mostly for insurance leads that we're talking about, but can this work for other stuff like home services, like for example, like pressure washing or window cleaning, stuff like that?
You are a smart man. You're a smart man. And this would 100% work for that market, because what you can do with your pressure washing business, you can brand it towards specifically working with veterans. And then that could be a real game changer, and how you can differentiate yourself from, you know, John down the street.
Okay. So do you, because I know, because I own a pressure washing business on the side, and I know when it comes to Google, we get leads from Google because, you know, Google is more like a, I guess, a phone directory versus Facebook, which is more like a billboard in a way.
Yeah.
So, but do you see a lot of home services, or are people looking for home services through Facebook? Like, you know, whether it's pressure washing, lawn services, whatever it is.
What I see it because Facebook is, you know, more of a kind of catch you in the moment type of platform, to where, like you said, Google is a more higher intent, you know, because they're looking for it in the moment.
Right.
But when it comes to using Facebook, it's really going to be about the offer. So what you're offering them, and what's going to be catchy, because it's really about catching their attention while they're scrolling through it. I have a couple of ideas. I got a cleaning business on the side, and
Okay.
we do a couple different things. You know, Facebook, and we also use email too. So email would be a really good thing that you can use to, you know, be a game changer for you.
Okay. Okay. I guess that's something we could talk about whenever we call each other. So.
Oh yeah, but I got you, man. I got some ninja stuff that you can use.
Okay. Good to know.
Oh yeah, sweet. Well, ladies and gents, I appreciate you spending your time with me on a Saturday. You know, we'll jam next week. You know, if anybody has any question, need help with anything, just let me know. You guys have an awesome one.
Thanks, Chris.
No problem at all. Have a good one.
Thanks. You too.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.